Hello, everyone. I am super excited for our community spotlight this week with Andy. I get to learn a little bit more about his content creation, why he chooses to fundraise with his community, and so much more. I'm excited. But if you don't know who I am Miss Ash Rocks, also known as Ashley, in the streaming space. I am Tiltify's community manager. I get to host awesome discussions like this and highlight our fundraisers and do so much more with the community. So I love what I get to do. And enough about me. We're just going to dive right into Andy's story. Andy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am amazing. I can't wait to get to learn more about you. I recently found your content when you were closed in December. So I've been following you for a while now, and it's April. So let's talk about all of it. I want you to tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about your content creation journey and how you got into fundraising.
Yeah. So bit of a long story as they all
Mhm.
usually are. I used to be in a band where I was the vocalist. I was in a metalcore band, which is like heavy metal essentially.
Mhm.
Um and our big thing was, we wanted to help people. We wanted mental health to be like the like all-time, you know, priority because that's what a lot of bands did for me. Bands like We Came as Romans, band called The Color Morale, The Amity Affliction, like all those types of bands that are bigger in the metalcore space were like my uh outlet and my escape during like high school. So I wanted to do the same for others. And we had a pretty solid thing going for a while. Uh got to we got to play with some really awesome bands like We Came as Romans and all that kind of thing. But unfortunately, it all uh it all kind of came crashing down after a while. Just we didn't really see eye to eye with one another.
Oh,
So I ended up doing my own thing, and during that time, I discovered Jacksepticeye, who's a YouTuber and pretty well known for Thankmas. Um, but I got really interested in the thought of playing video games and people watching, because I used to watch my brother play video games, and I was so enthralled by that concept of, just watching somebody else play. Um, so I decided to take it up after the band had kinda gone its own separate way, so I got into doing I wanted to do YouTube videos at first, but then, when 2020 rolled around and Jacksepticeye announced Thankmas for that year and called all creators to do it, I was like, you know what? I think I really need to like do something because my anxiety around the pandemic and everything was just so high that I was like, I need to do something because I've done nothing for 3 years at this point. I've said I'm gonna do something, but I just haven't. So I did the fundraiser that year in my first ever charity stream. Did it on YouTube for Thankmas, and it's just been kind of a roller coaster ever since. I met a lovely friend through another Clause My Cause event. Um, Ginger Snap 67, I believe she was another interview that happened through a Clause My Cause thing with Crank Gameplays. So uh, pretty much just been going ever since from that.
wow. I would have never thought like hardcore metal music. Like you were into that and you did that and you were a part of something huge like that. That is super cool. I'm so sorry that it fell apart, but you're still
Such as
making an
life.
impact. Yeah, life, right? How dare life do life things?
Right?
But now you're still creating an impact with your community, playing video games on Twitch. And whew, yes, the pandemic has definitely given us our fair share of anxiety throughout these
Mm,
last 3 years and just staying at home, trying to be safe, thinking that you're not being productive when we luckily have the internet to take care of that and still make us feel productive and give back with our community and continue to build that community. So I think you did a great job. I know you probably thought I haven't been, doing anything in 3 years, but you're doing something. And I know when I visited your stream in December during Thankmas, I know you had got emotional and it was just, I don't know. I fell in love with the content. I was like, oh, Andy is so nice and he's so passionate about giving back. So yeah, I
appreciate
just
it.
wanted to remind you, you are killing it. So continue to do it. you're making an impact. And that's why we're chatting today, right? That's why I reached out to you. I'm like, I want to talk to Andy. So, wow, what a journey. And Ginger Snaps, we love her. I
Yeah.
had a fantastic chat with her. We were getting emotional. I said, "Well, guess we're crying together." So, Andy, we you might be up next. We might be crying together.
It might happen. Yeah.
It might happen. So prepare. That is so cool though. So yeah, I'm enjoying everything you're doing with your content and especially Jacksepticeye Think Miss event. Oh my gosh. How do you feel being a part of the Think Miss event every year?
I'm just super honored to be able to like I know that, he's just tossing out the invite to everybody, but it feels so it gives me so much like hope and like it inspires me so much to know that I'm being able to do something to like give back and it's just one, cell of this major, you know, overarching thing that, is going to do so much good. And that's the biggest thing for me is that I want my whole thing is that I want to do as much good as humanly possible. And Thankmas really gives the ability for myself to do that, for anybody to do that. And I think that's just absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. And during Thankmas, like I said, I visited your stream. You were claused. Was that your first time being claused?
That was in fact, yes.
How did it feel to be claused for the
I
first time? And just your reaction overall, like I said, it was just full of love and just passion. How did that feel?
Yeah, there was a part of me that was like, like deep gut feeling, kind of like hoping it would happen. But I didn't want to get myself too excited because I do that all too often where I get like
Yeah.
really excited about something and then I psych myself out for it. And then it never happens and I'm like, well, okay. But when it happened, I knew I had seen the name somewhere. Like I saw Infamous and I was like, huh, that looks familiar. And then it didn't help that at first I read it as I'm famous, and I was like, "Well, if you're famous, then why are you here?" But yeah, it was absolutely awesome. I thought I had a good grip on my emotions until I started talking more, and then just the dam broke down. Like I just flood of emotion at that point. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was absolutely incredible, and I thank you and Infamous both so, so very much. It was incredible.
Well, you did your job. You were streaming. You had the overlay up. I was like, yep, we're going here. And I was lurking. So usually staff are like looking for targets. And I
Yeah.
was looking, I was searching, and I clicked you, and you were playing Power Wash Simulator, if memory
Yeah.
serves me correctly. And you're just talking about, like, I really want to make an impact. I'm really passionate about this. I love Thinkmas. And I know you were getting more into detail about your emotions and how you felt. And you were having a rough day, actually, I believe.
Yeah.
If you were talking about that inventing, I was like, oh, rough day. All right. I got you.
Rough day, not
And you
anymore.
not anymore. And you kept talking about charity and just, fueling your community to donate. And I love that. Like you were having a rough day, but you wanted to do good still with your community. And you kept that energy up. So I was like, yeah, we're going here. He's gonna break. I was ready. So yeah, I bet your day got better. But of
Oh, it
course,
did.
every time you fundraise, I want you to know that, yeah, you're keeping that energy up. You are inspiring somebody to want to give and probably fundraise themselves. So I appreciate you pushing through that day because I probably wouldn't have found you if you weren't live. So
I
I
very
hope
much
you go
appreciate it.
back and just think about, like, wow, I did this. I pushed through and something amazing came out of it. So I
Yeah.
hope to see you get claused again, maybe. Who knows? You never know.
We can never know.
Never know, but keep pushing. That's awesome. And let's talk about, like, what does fundraising mean to you?
Um, Basically, just the knowledge that if somebody has the money to comfortably donate, that they can actively do something to fix a problem. Now, that problem might be very out of sight, out of mind, or that problem might be something that's affecting you right this moment. Um, I'm a very firm believer in like climate change and, just science,
Yeah.
and just things of that nature. And so, like, even today, with like the possibility of storms and flood warnings and all that, it's very scary. And knowing that, there are organizations out there that are actively doing things to stop it, that you could just like take the money that you might be using on something completely maybe not as important to you in that moment, that you can give to them that $1, that $2, the $20, whatever you can comfortably give, that can actively do something to help that
Yeah.
problem. And not just climate change. We're talking like, you know, AIDS research. We're talking like COVID-19. We're talking, homelessness, anything. Um, your $1 could be the thing that actively solves that problem. Like your dollar could be the thing that gives a scientist the vial that creates the vaccine for AIDS or, cancer or anything of that nature. So it's important, and like I don't want to, I think it's important to realize too that people have to be able to comfortably do it, because you can't fill a glass when your glass is empty. But um if you have the money to comfortably give and you are able to and willing to, then that's something that you could potentially do.
Wow. I love that thought process. And I love that you are emphasizing $1. $1.
Yeah.
Okay. $1 is all you can do. Okay. That's all you need. $1. If 500 people donated $1, that is $500. So I always push that to people. I'm like, just talk about how $1 can change, this cause. Those
Yeah.
dollars add up. They make a huge difference. So everyone listening, use that call to action. $1 makes a huge difference. And you can be that person that's buying that vial for that scientist. You could be that person that's buying insulin for type 1 diabetics. It could, it
Yeah.
can really, really impact the people that are affected in any cause that you're fundraising for. So I love that, Andy. Thank you so much for touching more on $1. Seriously, I
Yeah.
gotta emphasize it because that's all you need to do good. And even if you can't donate that $1, what can you do, Andy?
Share around, talk about it, volunteer. You can do so many things. There are so many ways to go about it that don't just involve donating, that just looking things up and like, hey, you go out, clean up some trash, help, help a little bit in the climate change problem. There you go. You go out, talk to somebody, get more informed on certain issues. That alone is like, doing something to help a problem. You are getting more informed, you're more knowledgeable, you are able to spread that knowledge. um a lot of I feel like a lot of the world right now is very wanting to be set in a certain way, and it's very important to be able to say that you were wrong. It's very important to be able to say that, hey, I didn't know this before, but hey, I know this now. And using that knowledge to be able to help fix problems down the line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bringing awareness to the cause is so impactful and very important. That's what we all aim to do. If we don't fundraise $1, we're bringing awareness to our communities, to our family and friends. Retweet the tweet that people are alive. Like, hey, Andy is live right now. Fundraising has a goal of $500 for Thankmas event. Boom. Literally, you don't know who's going to see that tweet. You don't know who's going to see that post, but somebody is seeing it and bringing awareness to the cause. Boom. That's how you impact people. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Andy, for that. That's so important to talk about. And let's talk about your favorite things to do while fundraising. Do you have any favorite incentives that you've done or milestones that you plan on doing or have done?
I'm very basic in my incentives, because like I
Mhm.
notice that a lot of people, like, they put a lot of like money and thought into this, and generally I'm postponing things because I'm so stressed about it, thinking like,
Mhm.
oh my god, nobody's gonna show up, what's gonna happen, what am I gonna do? So I just A lot of things I tend to do are just very basic. Like anybody can do them.
Mm,
I have a Sharpie and I'm like, "Oh, I'll write your name on my arm."
yep.
And I enjoy doing that because I have tattoos. I like being able to recognize who did something for the event, and
Yeah.
I love being able to do that. I love giving people the recognition they deserve if they are able to donate, if they're even just in there. You don't even have to donate. Just being there is like, enough to, you know, make me happy and, get more informed on the issue. Um, I often use my crazy hooligans that are running around right now as a way to incentivize people. I like to, hold up my cats on stream, give them kisses, give them treats for everybody. So um, I do tend to use incentives and milestones as like as a driving force for
Yeah.
the community to have like a goal. Like I'm a very firm believer in like setting a goal and then reaching the goal, because otherwise it might seem just very listless as you're going around and there's no certain thing to hit. So you're just like,
Yeah.
okay, well, where's it going to stop? Can we stop now? Like it stops when we hit the goal or, further past that goal. Like, but any amount of money you
Absolutely.
raise is a great amount of money regardless.
Exactly. Absolutely. And it this is funny because I was just talking to friends. When I started fundraising, I would go all out, do a costume, do this, try this food, do this topping on this pizza. I would go so hard for my
Yeah.
campaigns. And nowadays, the last 3, I'm like, "Nope, I am just gonna throw up some polls that are interactive with my community and go from there." Like, you get burnt out but you still wanna give back. So,
Yeah.
yes, utilize polls, utilize your fur babies for just fun, interactive stuff with your community. Yeah, so, Andy, I've only used polls lately. No more Bean Boozled. I've been eating those for 5, 6 years.
Yeah. There's
No
only
more
so
Bean
many
Boozled for me.
rotten fish you can handle.
Exactly. Oh, so yeah, I just been utilizing polls, and polls are the number one incentive that fundraise the most for campaigns. So all I'm doing is like, okay, Skittles or Jolly Ranchers, and my community's like, no, Skittles,
Yeah.
$10 more, no, Jolly Ranchers. So we do a lot of fun food polls. That's all I do now, and I'm like, wow, I made this. I'm doing less work, but more impact and more community moments that we can remember while giving
Yeah.
back to charity. So yeah, I am basic now for sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that because, like,
Nope.
a lot of people, I feel like myself included, get caught up in the headspace of like, oh, well, we need to like throw like at least a couple $100 at this whole event in order to keep it running. But that money could be going to the charity. So, like,
Exactly.
why not use things that are cheaper or already on hand in order to do it? And there's nothing wrong with, putting money down towards the charity if that's what you want to do. But for me personally, I would much rather have any money that I have that like I can comfortably donate go to the charity rather than funnel it into the event. I'd rather just use
Absolutely.
what's on hand and, have a creative solution to the problem as opposed to, tossing money at it and hoping that that helps.
Exactly. No, I agree because why not use the stuff you already have in your house? If you have balloons on hand, use those balloons. Use every single balloon before you buy more too.
Yeah.
If you have snacks to give your fur babies. Like every $10 donated, we're going to give them a snack. Yeah, just utilize stuff you have in your house and digital things too.
Hmm.
People that don't buy physical balloons, they have, the clip art balloons that they put on their stream around their camera and they just put the name on top. Get creative. Hey,
Yeah.
save money, especially if you can't, buy incentives and stuff and different stuff for milestones. So yeah, save your money. Okay. And again, it makes fun community moments and take advantage of it. You could probably say, oh, this is really silly. Nobody's going to like it. No, your community's going to like it. Anything
Yeah.
that's for charity, they are going to take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's awesome. I love that. I love that. I love that you use your fur babies too. Because I know you did that with Thank Miss too, which was really
Yeah,
cute. They were
absolutely.
all over the camera. And let's talk about, since you're a veteran fundraiser now. Yep, I said it, Andy.
Ooh,
You're a veteran now.
a veteran
What
fundraiser.
advice would you give somebody that wants to start their first campaign?
Basically, just do it scared. You know, there's a whole lot of you're gonna compare yourself to a lot of like other people, right? Like I mean, I'm very guilty of it. I will compare myself to every single person on the platform, but it's not worth it. Just knowing that just doing the thing alone, just like having the campaign alone is spreading awareness. So you're already doing so much better than just doing nothing at all. So like even if you have absolutely no money that goes into the campaign, you did it by spreading awareness. You attempted to, do the campaign, and if it got $1 and that's it, hey, that's a dollar that the charity didn't have before. So just just do it. Like and then that sounds very, like, oh my god, just do it. But like it's so much better to just dive into it and just not even think about it and watch yourself get surprised by the amount of support that you will get. A lot of people have found the channel by just typing up charity streams or, things of that nature, things I post on Instagram, or pulling up Tiltify and finding me there. Like you will find more of an audience that way as well. Like it's not just gonna be your audience. It's like a lot of people actively seek out charity live streams because they know it's for a good cause. So just do it and put your whole heart and soul into it and make it something that you care about and are actively believe in, and the
Absolutely.
rest will follow.
I love it. That is perfect, perfect advice for someone that wants to start their first campaign on Tiltify. And also, I just gotta back it up. Just do it, okay? You are going to learn something new every campaign that you create. I have been fundraising for a while and I'm still learning new stuff, learning what works, what doesn't work. How do I do that better? What incentive can I do this time? And it's meant to be a fun experience with your community. Try different things. Push, just push and do
Yeah.
it. Have fun, but burnout is also a thing. So if even if it's the day of your, day one of fundraising, if you don't have the spoons, don't force yourself. But if you still want to make an impact, just say, hey, I'm not actively fundraising on stream right now, but here's my campaign. You could put out a tweet if you want to donate. Here's a link. We have a $500 goal, $100 goal, and just share that awareness with your audience. And that's all you need to do. And I
Yeah.
think another cool thing that we have, I don't know if you looked at it, Andy, Amplify.
I have seen stuff about Amplify, yeah.
Yes. So Amplify, hey, you can share with your community. Hey, I want to fundraise, but you can do it with me. Amplify my campaign. Boom. Again, if
Yeah.
you're burnt out, but you still want to do good, you can encourage others to help you hit your goal too. And trust me, your community would love to amplify your campaign.
Mhm.
So, Amplify just released a few weeks ago, and it's been awesome. We have another feature coming out, Andy.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've been looking at our tweets, but you might get a good idea what it may be. So in 2 weeks, something fun is going to come out, and it's just in time for Play Live season and Mental Health Awareness Month. So for next month, I'm excited. But yeah, you got your advice. Just do it, have fun. And Andy, what advice would you give someone that is struggling to find a cause to support?
I would say pretty much every single thing I've done so far has been based upon my own morals. My biggest thing above all else is generally like, okay, I know I have my own mental health struggles. I know I've gone through it in life. That's the thing I can focus on. Everybody, unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to get there through some kind of trauma in life. um whether it be somebody who unfortunately passed away, you know my grandmother passed away from Alzheimer's. So, it would make sense that I would do something for an Alzheimer's type of fundraiser, or the fact that my own mental health struggles, I would go with, a mental health based one. There are a lot of things, and I think just basing it off something that's happened in your own life, or that you see and that you're like, this is wrong, I need to fix it. Something that actively just gets your heart on fire and just makes your either your blood boil or something, that just gets you fired up, whether it's out of excitement or out of just pure anger. um those are things that's when, when you look at it and you just feel that that's the kind of thing that you want to raise money for. So for me, it's just a whole lot of what I see around the world, and I don't like that thing, so I want to actively change it as, best I possibly can, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yes, finding things you're passionate about, or if your friend is going through, if your friend is suffering from type 1 diabetes, cancer, like it doesn't have to directly impact you. It could be impacting someone that you care about, a community member as well. I know my community member and moderator, Farrell Witch, she did a lot of therapy and hotlines with To Red Love in Her Arms. So
Mhm.
I fundraise for To Red Love in Her Arms. And I do it to support what she went through and other people in my community go through. So, and talking about mental health is something I care about. So,
Yeah.
yep, there you go. Andy gave you great examples. I did just now. So just pick a cause, have fun, and do your research on a cause as well. So you have those talking points for your
Mhm.
community and while you're fundraising. So thank you, Andy. Those were wonderful pieces of advice. And I'm excited to see what else you have in store, fundraising wise, content wise. Did you have any last words to share with our community?
Just that I'm actively trying to get certain organizations on Tiltify. I've been working on this like behind the scenes, trying to get like specific organizations to like go onto Tiltify. I don't know if I'll be successful, but I'm attempting to. Um, I believe that I truly believe with my heart and soul that this is the best platform for fundraising, and that's not to like, say it because, oh my god, I'm doing an interview with you guys, but like that's for real. I would I would just take this platform over any other platform, bar none. But um I'm trying to get some other organizations to work with Tiltify. I have a charity-based music project that I work on. I only have one song out, but it's called Jigsaw, and everything I do on that and everything I'm going to do on that also goes to charity. 100% of the money goes to charity because I actively don't want money for it. And just volunteer work. I'm just trying to do a lot of volunteer work to just get my anxiety gone. I deal with that a lot. So anything I can do to get my mind off of my mind, uh, the better. So
I
just a
can
whole lot
relate.
of that going on.
Well, you're doing a good job at it. And thank you so much for giving me your time today. I know your time is valuable and it's precious, but I appreciate it so much. And again, I can't wait to see what you do. And I'm excited to hear about these projects you're working on. Keep me updated. And for causes, we can work on that too. So we could talk a little bit after that. But
Sounds good.
that's awesome. We appreciate you at Tiltify. We love what you're doing, and we will always support you and elevate your content in any way we can. So thank you, Angie.
Thank
Could
you so
you
much.
tell our community where they can find you on socials?
Yeah, so I used to be by a different name on Twitch. I used to be real Andydaseal. I am now Andydaseal, spelled Andydaseal, like seals, like in the back there. Um, that's pretty much what you can find me mostly on. And then Twitter is real Andy DeSeal because somebody took my name there. So, but yeah, pretty much Andy DeSeal on everything. Twitch is my main platform. Haven't uploaded any YouTube content yet. I'd like to, but I just haven't yet.
Keyword yet,
Yet,
everyone.
yeah,
Yet. He's working on
I am.
it. But thank you so much, Andy. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing, experience with your mental health and fundraising and content creating. We're so happy to chat with you. Everyone that's listening, make sure you follow Andy. We'll have links down below for socials, and you can check out his Tiltify profile. So we'll see you next week with our next community spotlight. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye.
See ya.